Yo, what's going on everyone? It's TK, and with the recent nerf to the equipments, I wanted to bring you a video with any different equipments rather than those. So let's dive in and see these super witch attacks. Here we are on the first base, and it's been a while I haven't done a commentary video, but let's do it. Now guys, this video I'm gonna bring you that I do a few mistakes in the attacks. So my personal equipments right now in these attacks are the fireball and the red gem. They didn't get touched really on Town Hall 16. And then there is King. I have it with the earthquake boost and that spiky ball, because I wanted to see how does it work if we don't have the gauntlet rage combination at all. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now the queen on this army, look, she's on the outside. The frozen arrow being 65% instead of 75% doesn't really matter for her. That's why, there is no point. So the queen will be on the outside. But the most important thing is the RC. Now, that jump spell, I wanted to only give access to the monolith. Once the troops go into the monolith area, they have access to the town hall and the surrounding. But unfortunately, my troops, like the king and the Valkyries, they had other plans. So they're gonna break through a different wall. Valkyries went in. I do have one more droid, and the droids, guys, they got also a nerf. They going to basically get a nerf. That's what I'm gonna say. Now look at these wall breakers. One thing with that king's ability and the earthquake boost is that if you use the jump spell early on, if you miss your wall breakers, if your heroes or troops go wrong, you can still get to the town hall. Look, I don't have any wall breakers, and the town hall is quite far. But what I'm gonna do is bam, that earthquake boost. And now with the spiky ball, we also made a decent funnel. But look, I'm gonna pop the queen's magic mirror right now to get the town hall. If you don't have it upgraded, it's totally fine. But look at the champion ability is where things get interesting. In this attack strategy, you do not need the champion. If I didn't drop her, we would have enough troops to clear this out with the triple queen and the rage spell. But when you do drop her, it doesn't matter if you have a hog puppet or this, for example, shield and the spare combination, because the spare is going to get a buff. But what do you think? Let's move on to the next hit. Here we are on a double invisibility base. Now these bases are quite common in the Legends League meta, but what we're going to do is to take out one of them. But what I'm going to do, actually make sure the invisibility is visible so we can fireball the core of that compartment. Baby dragon to funnel the Grand Warden, and of course we are going to pull the Warden to the lower side because that's where the eagle is, and you don't want to actually start into a monolith and the CC really. So going to start from here. Now look at this. I really wanted to kind of funnel decently, but there is a single inferno, so our P.E.K.K.A.s could get cooked eventually. But you just have to watch out for your king. If the single inferno locks to your king, use a freeze. Simple as that. You need the earthquake ability a bit deeper at least. So these bases are the ones that it can actually help you out a lot, because you cannot give access to all compartments with one jump spell. It's not like any other base. So I forgot the king, so I'm dropping in a bit, kind of late, but it is what it is. Single inferno will go down nicely. I keep dropping one by one druids for that king and also the super witches in this army, because you got, decent amount of troops. With that druid's nerf, it's still not gonna affect her. Now I double wall break the queen, so when the invisibility tower goes off, she can come back later to this compartment if she fully goes out. That's the whole idea. So this is where I popped the ability, and look at the earthquake. It opened everything for our super witches. Now this is where I'm gonna drop the champion, but guess what? The spiky ball did damage this entire monolith area. So now with the champion ability, we can absolutely crush this entire side without actually going into it. This is what I mean. If this was a hogs, you would still triple. If this is spare, you would still triple. The queen ability got nerfed, you will still triple because your queen is on the outside. Now the gauntlet, do you really need it? No, we got 3 super witches still alive. It's just that how beautiful it is. Let's move on another base. This is going to be the third attack, and we are here on this very toxic base because this base do have the double invisibility, and I always tell you, go for one of those invisibility towers. But this base has a lot of baits, it has a lot of heroes on those sides, so it's harder to warden and just drop the ability. You know, it's not possible. There's a lot of defenses which with double invisibility of your own, they wouldn't get invisible enough. So I wanted to take this archer tower out, so at least we can have some, you know, fun with the invisibility. It didn't, so I have to drop all my cleanup troops just to get that archer tower, even though, yeah, maybe it wasn't even necessary, so we kind of wasted. Look at this, we're gonna fireball from an angle to get that core. If it was on my other account, which I have the level 26 fireball, I would have actually used 2 earthquake and we would get the eagle. But look at this, this is what I want to show you. This attack doesn't go to plan, because what happens is that my warden and the super witches decide to go to the right, but my king and queen decide to go to the left. So what I want to do and show you is, guys, it doesn't matter. Literally nothing matters. If you think the certain, you know, nerf is gonna really affect this strategy, it's not. Look, I'm gonna rage the lower side. I did have one wall breaker which I forgot to use, otherwise my king would have gone to the monolith area, but I was really focusing on my, you know, super witches. My queen is on a decent spot, so I'm gonna wall break her. King is going around, freeze for the monolith. Super witches on the top side are doing decent. Town hall is going to go down with my queen's magic mirror because it's kind of, you know, available to for the queen. So that's it. Now the king do have that, you know, earthquake boots and also the spiky ball. So what we're gonna do is to pop it as late as possible and as deep as possible, so we can open these compartments. And with the spiky ball, you're gonna see what happens. We can get an entire side of the top side, and now the RC ability can go through that, you know, invisibility tower. But unfortunately, I freeze it late, so we're gonna watch and sit here for a few seconds. Now RC, look, if that was hogs, they would have gone cooked, you know, but this spear is dealing damage, heavy damage. But that's what I mean, it doesn't matter if you have hogs or spear, everything is OP in this strategy. So let's move on to the last hit. Here we are on the 4th attack. Now this base, I'm going to do a quick fireball on this lower side so we can get 3 major defenses. We don't need to use the other invisibility, it's just that's how, you know, you can drop the warden in front of the expo. That's it. So now we're gonna pull the warden to the right hand side because the right side has more damage and it's better to go through it with your troops and your queen and P.E.K.K.A.s and Valkyries, all that stuff, so the RC doesn't have to go through all of these later on in the attack. Baby Dragon to funnel my P.E.K.K.A.s later on, King to funnel the P.E.K.K.A.s, and Queen with the P.E.K.K.A.s to go in. This one Tesla is gonna annoy me, guys. Look at this. One Tesla. I'm going to even kind of angle the wall breaker for a deeper version of the wall breaker, but it doesn't work. But it's still fine because that Tesla would have stayed up and hurt us a lot. So now the witches can go back to it. So Queen on the top side doing good. CC goes to my P.E.K.K.A.s, which is super good. We can go with the freeze, but unfortunately Monolith is on our king. But I'm going to freeze it because now the droids can actually get the king a bit more back up to HP, and we got invisibility. So make sure you keep this king's ability at somewhere that it's actually necessary. Look at that. We actually demolished this entire side. So now the witches can walk towards the back end of the base. So dropping the RC on the side so they can go in all together. And one thing is for sure, we have no access to the town hall anymore, but our troops could go out fully, so that's why the RC with the spare, look how beautiful she's going to be able to get this town hall. Popping that spare, dealing the first damage, and then going with the, you know, the rest of the spare. And don't forget, these attacks are before the update, so this spare is already kind of not buffed. She's gonna do 2 more spares after the update. It's so fun to see it, but the king is still alive because of the druids. So the druids will get a nerf, but they won't really be affected in this strategy because we only got 3 super witches anyway. So if they stop healing or if your big boys die, nothing gonna matter. But let me know what you think about this strategy, and see you soon on the next video. Take care and peace.